Chicken Jockey.
A Minecraft movie.
Okay.
A Minecraft movie, like a lot of recent video game movies, Mario, Sonic, and FNAF, was announced during the early to mid-2010s, seemingly went into development hell, and is finally coming out almost a decade later. I think for most of these it's been a happy ending. You know, Mario made over $1 billion, and it clearly sparked the idea for redesigns in the games, with Donkey Kong's new Switch game giving him more of an appearance closer to his movie version than the previous one. Sonic's pretty much saved the franchise, finally getting back on his feet with games that are a decent quality, and now having a full trilogy with more to come. And FNAF's arguably the most similar to Minecraft, also did really well with its sequel recently getting its first trailer, which doesn't look half bad. But Minecraft,
What's that, brother?
like each of these projects at least were able to turn things around with more and more footage, but with Minecraft it's just got worse and worse. And now after seeing it with a signature Steve Doritos, yeah, it's still as bad as we all expected, but I still kind of love it. Now, if I were to give some sort of description for the movie, I'd say weirdly enough it's like those Jumanji Legacy sequels, which changed the board game into a video game. We got 4 people who barely know each other, accidentally ended up getting sucked into a video game world, teaming up with another human who's been there for a long time, and needing to stop a villain that'll destroy the land. And Jack Black's in both of them as well.
I'm still an old fat guy, right?
Since the movie literally just came out, I'll start with spoiler free and speak more generally and let you know when we're getting into spoilers, although the trailers did a pretty good job spoiling most of it anyway. To start anywhere, I'll discuss what the main talking point was about the trailer being the visuals, and yeah, they still look weird as hell. I definitely think some do look better than others, it just tends to be how humanoid that character is. Like the dogs, while obviously a little weird, still look alright, same with the bees. Then there's the middle ground with sheep and just other animals that just kind of look a little uncanny and weird. But then you get to the villagers and pillagers and they're just downright terrifying. The Endermen are like the only ones that I think actually look really good, but only one of them shows up for like a minute of screen time. And yeah, it still does feel like they just watched a ton of Minecraft in real life videos and went, yeah, we should do that actually. Like, in the context of the movie, this is like a different dimension or world. I don't really know why they cranked up the realism up to the max. If anything, it makes more sense to make the alternate world look a little bit more cartoony to set a contrast between the real world and the Minecraft world. There's also some other things that just don't make much sense in this world's context. Like, why do all the zombies and baby zombies all take on the appearance of Steve, even though he's just some guy from Earth? The only thing I'll give credit to is the sets that they actually made look really impressive, with a bunch of the interior places being real sets instead of just blue screens. Although weird visuals aside, it didn't stop some really bad takes, with people coming out saying that the movie needed a change on the scale of movie Sonic's character redesign, which even when these were tweeted were really dumb. Comparing the issues of a Minecraft movie and Sonic's is so dumb due to how drastically different they are. The only change they made to Sonic Movie 1 was a single CGI character in a mainly live action movie, where the change wanted for Minecraft movie would be practically telling them to just get back to the drawing board, because you're asking for every character design and the whole art direction for that matter of the movie to be entirely changed. This is kind of the bad side effect of the movie Sonic redesign, being that everyone thinks that with enough outcry they can change any design they want. Most recently seen with the Shrek 5 teaser showing off updated designs with the main cast, and again a lot of people saying they want a Sonic movie style redesign. Anyway, this tangent has gone on too long, blah blah blah, this is Twitter's fault, let's kill Elon with hammers. The characters themselves are kind of a mixed bag. It's clear actors like Jack Black and Jason Momoa are kind of aware what they've gotten themselves into and just kind of hamming up their performance to the max. Of course, for Jason, that was probably just his direction based on how his character is a dude pretending to act tough, but I think Jack Black, similar to Jim Carrey in Sonic, is just doing whatever and the director is just going along with it. And I mean, I guess that's fine. Like, I can't say he's playing Steve out of character, because the fucking isn't one, he's just a main skin you play as in Minecraft. The main kid, Henry, does a fine job. I think he's supposed to be the main character, but honestly, it feels like the movie was way more interested in focusing on Steve and Garrett. Like, they're the main dudes on the poster, they show up in the movie before Henry does. And hell, Garrett probably has a more sound character arc than him. I think I just find Jason Momoa in this film way more interesting every time I remember that one tweet from Jeff Keighley. Back in 2022, when the movie was in a state of, I don't know, Funny Game Awards man told us that Jason Momoa would be playing Gabriel the War warrior from Minecraft story mode. And yes, that's why Jesse is on the thumbnail. Thank you for asking. And I don't know where this came from, but I can still kind of feel it based on how Garrett is written. Like, he's a guy who won this video game contest in the 1980s and is still living off that hype up to present day. And he's kind of using that as a shield to hide how uncool he is and how his life just kind of sucks. And I mean, based on how Gabriel was in the game, that's kind of similar, being a legendary warrior who ended up just being a massive coward. But obviously, no hate to Garrett, he's obviously the best character in the movie.
Okay.
The other two are very half-baked and don't really get a lot to do after the gang split up. Like, after the village is attacked by piglins, their whole job is just to find the others while Steve, Garrett, and Henry go do all the interesting stuff with the pillagers. Best way to show this off is just by looking at their bios on the Minecraft wiki. Like, Garrett and Steve have tons, and then literally everyone else has like a line telling us the bare minimum you'd get by the trailers. There's also a subplot that they cut to 3 or 4 times throughout the movie about a villager falling in love with Henry's principal. The only thing I found funny is that the ex-husband that they were referring to ended up being Henry's teacher from the start of the film. That caught me by surprise, I guess. The story is just kinda generic. Like, just think of all your typical kids film cliches, and they're probably in there somewhere or another. You know, fake deaths, liar reveals, hell, they even do a big dance party ending. It is that generic. And again, weirdly enough, it is very much like those Jumanji Legacy sequels. If you've seen them, you've practically seen Minecraft. Okay, fuck it, I've had enough. Spoiler time. I'm legitimately cursed with knowledge. Okay, spoiler warning in 3, 2, 1. They put Herobrine in the movie. I know this technically isn't Herobrine because I imagine in this world Notch doesn't have a dead brother, but when Henry starts going through the Mr. Negative, all my friends hate me scene, and Steve's eyes are just glowing white. Yeah, they fucking knew what they were doing. Initially, I was a little confused on how little Minecraft YouTuber cameos there are, but since those two words combined pretty much mean that you're definitely on the sex offenders register, yeah, I can kind of get it. At least Dan TDM got a cameo, although it's kind of weird he doesn't have any sort of vocal cameo, he just kind of is just in a scene. Like, they don't even have like a wink and nod to the camera, he's just there. Like, if Matt Pike can say it's just a theory in the FNAF movie, at least let Dan say his catchphrase.
Go make me a sandwich!
The only other I could spot, and the only one the movie ever draws attention to, is Technoblades, which is pretty sweet actually. With a pig with a crown walking by with Steve claiming it to be a legend. But really, no one else? No Captain Sparkles? No Stampy? Like, those two and Dan have all made it to current day and had zero controversies. I think they deserve a Medal of Honor by being in the movie. I checked the film's Wikipedia and apparently people like LD, Shadow Lady, and Valkyrie showed up, but I didn't spot them. Oh, fucking no. I'll just leave it to new rock stars to tell me by next week. It's also interesting how they never touch upon the end except a single Enderman. If to guess, they're probably saving it for some sort of sequel, which a part of me says won't happen, but come on, this is going to get $1 billion. It's so happening. The final battle as well just kind of feels a bit rushed, only taking like 5 minutes or so to be defeated. The film ends with everyone going back through the portal, and even Steve for some reason, even though he showed no interest in going back to Earth. Like, it's not even him realizing that he left all his responsibilities on Earth and just went to go run away in a Minecraft world. He just kind of says at the last minute, fuck it. Although, I don't know why they put so much weight on leaving, because don't they have that crystal cube? Can't they just switch between worlds whenever? They treat it like some big choice, but can't they just have both? But the film truly ends off with Steve returning to his real-world house and wanting to check some sort of chest for some reason, with them unironically ending with a woman who now owns the place saying, "I'm Alex, by the way." I laughed for a solid minute after this. The idea of Alex showing up at the end like it's fucking Nick Fury getting all the Avengers together is the funniest shit ever, and I didn't actually expect them to do that, but well, they did it. As of writing and recording, there hasn't been any sequel announced, but I would be surprised if one gets greenlit pretty soon. If I were to take a swing, it's probably about Alex joining them and them having to all go off and fight the Ender Dragon as there's a brand new threat, or you know, something like that. And now we're here. Now we live in a post-Minecraft movie world, and yeah, it's still not great. Now after all the memes have started to wear off and all the Jack Black catchphrases have cooled down, I just feel really bad for legitimate Minecraft fans who, instead of getting a movie that pays homage to the source material and shows it with some respect, they instead get a movie that just sees anything from the games and goes, this is weird, am I right, guys? Like, I've seen the take of this being a really high budget shitpost, and yeah, it definitely feels like that, but it honestly just comes off more like they couldn't think of what to do for an actual Minecraft movie and went, fuck it, we'll just get Jack Black on set and piss about for an hour. Again, I'd overall say my thoughts is exactly what the video is titled. It's the best worst film I've ever seen. Best in the case it's so shitty and dumb that it can somewhat loop back around to being unintentionally funny, but also the worst because we waited a decade for this thing, only for the source material to be used as cheap jokes and have an ugly art direction. It's like they saw the uprise in video game movies and knew they were sitting on the Minecraft one, so just kinda shat something else in a year or two. But overall, the funniest part about this movie is it leaked a day before via half-finished CGI thanks to pirating sites. Okay, bye!